This is a commitment for life. This isn't a let's just try it out. And when I'm not happy, I tap out. I'm gone. It lasts through everything, through thick and thin. I'm going to make it as comfortable and as beautiful as possible. There's a few relationship premises that I want to make sure that we agree on before we even dive in. So, number one, when you look at marriage, you understand that you're in it for life, which means you're embracing every twist and turn and you're growing together. This is a commitment for life. This isn't a let's just try it out. And when I'm not happy, I tap out. I'm gone. So we're in this for life where it's kind of like that old traditional values of divorce is not an option. And there's a level of commitment and attitude. And I don't know if attitude is the right word that you have to come with when you know divorce is not an option. It's like, I'm stuck with you for the rest of my life. I better be happy. I better make this work. I better, get everything I desire. Like if I'm stuck in a home for the rest of my life, I'm going to make it beautiful. Like, why would I, if I know I'm never going to move out of this home, I'm not going to trash it. Right? I'm going to make it as comfortable and as beautiful as possible. So that's number one. Number two is your commitment to each other is unbreakable. It lasts through everything, through thick and thin. You are going to be faced with challenges. You are going to be faced with problems. You are going to be faced with everything in the world that's going to come to try to tear you apart. But your commitment is to handle life as one unit. Where two become one. You are handling life, going through life as one unit. And so that is, once you become one, it's unbreakable. It's unbreakable. Now, we're all going to have our tough times. We all go through growth periods. It's like the midlife crisis or the puberty crisis, or those things, the crisis we have in life where I'm growing, but I'm hitting something. My rule in relationship is you can't both be going through a growth period at the same time. So someone's got to be the bigger person to give, because at that point, when I'm in a growth period, I have nothing to give. And you might be also in a growth period too, but someone's got to step up and say, it's not about me right now. I'm here to support and love you through this tough time. And then knowing that, my turn will come later. So hopefully you don't have growth periods at the same time. But when you do, you can't. Someone's got to choose. And we can talk about how that happens. Because it's really tough when, you're both down in the slumps and neither of you could support each other. That's where the bond starts to break up. Number three is we vow to keep our marriage safe from harm. Safety and security has to be number one. And that means you're rejecting anything that compromises the relationship. Those behaviors, things like infidelity, 100% no room for. Addiction of any kind, 100% no room for. Abuse of any kind, 100% no room for. Those are the three top things that I think will threaten a bond. And it's kind of a non-negotiable. Like once you step out of the marriage, it's people come back, but I would say it's almost impossible. It's impossible to create that beautiful bond. Addiction is something that becomes more powerful than your relationship. And so those temptations can really force bad decisions that will destroy a relationship. And then obviously abuse is just hurting each other. And the safety and security of your relationship has to be number one. I can't think of anything other than those three that absolutely break a relationship. And so that commitment is no matter what, you don't put yourself in those situations. And number two, if for some reason you're stuck in that type of situation, you make a conscious decision for your relationship over any other temptations. And if the temptations are really strong, and I'm not talking infidelity. Infidelity is easy. Just don't talk to don't flirt. But things like addiction, if there's a problem, then definitely committing to getting help. So that's number three. Number four is every day we'll work on loving each other more. And again, it goes back to the story of my parents is every day, we're taking action. Love is a verb, it's an action. And there may be a practice, and we're going to talk about one practice at one point where you ask each other, you wake up in the morning, how can I love you more today? And whatever it is, I'd really love it if you just did the dishes because I can't, I'm too stressed, I'm too worried, I'm too whatever, or put the kids to bed tonight, or, whatever it is, feed the dog. Just sit here and hold me, whatever it is. And we're willing to give that to the other person because loving is loving a person the way they need it, not the way we need it. So every day, it has to be a daily thing. Has to be a daily thing. Number 5, we're not just committed to each other, but we're also committed to our own growth. We're always striving to be better partners, better individually. And then the last one is once we say I do, you're all in. 100% all in, ready to face any challenge together and make your love last a lifetime. No way out.